What up, YouTube? Welcome back. Happy New Year. Happy 2023 to all the viewers out there. Hope you have a successful and good 2023 coming up. This is Season 4, Episode 16, the recap episode where we go through the Season 4 and everything that went on. So for this episode, we are going to get into the Cotton Bowl game review, which is the last game of the season. Hand out a game ball for that. We will review the college football playoffs. Then after that, we'll take a look at the conference standings, conference championship game reviews. Then we'll look at the other bowl games outside of the playoffs. Then we'll come back around, look at the All-Americans and all-conference selections, and we only focus on our conference, but we look at, after that, we look at the season awards, then the season stats, and a quick review of the season schedule. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, so we're going to start with a review of the Cotton Bowl, our last game. The last game that we played. Wait, hold up, I'm sorry. This was a loss for us. Now the computer is obviously showing the wrong information there, but let's see, hopefully we get the right stats on here. Nope. Okay, hold on. Are we not gonna? And actually, man, by the way, we got blown out. We might not even hand a game ball, but let me just see if I can get to the game. They might not be trying to show it. Yep. Nope. We're not gonna be able to see it, guys. This is crazy. Yeah, they're not gonna let us see it. It is the hiccup with when we use the revamped tools, it kind of throws things off and make it so that we cannot review our final game of the season, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to look at we won't be able to see the stats for the game, but truthfully, there is no game ball to give out. We only scored 9 points. We didn't score a touchdown. We gave up hella points, so that'll be that. We just won't have a game ball for the final game. All right, so let's pull up the college football playoffs. So as you can see here, the Texas A&M Aggies are the national champions. They defeated the Florida Gators. Florida was undefeated going into the championship game. But just a quick rundown of each game here leading to that. In the Rose Bowl, you had Florida victorious over Oklahoma 31-10 to advance. In the Orange Bowl, Michigan fell to Iowa State 28-24. On the other side of the bracket, in the Sugar Bowl, Texas A&M handled Clemson 35-21. And then in the Cotton Bowl, where the Rice Owls played against the California Bears, we lost that one 31-9. Second round, in the Peach Bowl, Florida beat Iowa State by a touchdown 35-28 to advance to the national championship game. On the other side of the bracket, in the Fiesta Bowl, Texas A&M barely gets by California by a field goal, 27-24 to advance to the championship game. And then in the national championship game played in Tampa, Florida, you would have thought Florida would have had a chance at this. It was close enough to their home, but they were not able to pull it off. Texas A&M is victorious 21-17 over the Florida Gators to win their first national championship of this series. So yeah, so that'll be that. All right, so next thing we want to do is take a look at the conference standings. Across the landscape. Of course, you know what we did in our conference, but let's take it from the top. So in the ACC, Clemson won that. They were at the top of the ACC Atlantic. They were 12-1, 10-0 in the conference. They won the conference championship. On the other side, North Carolina was 10-3, 7-2 in the conference. They did not make the conference championship though. Miami was the representative of the Coastal Division. They went 8-5 overall. And you can see what the rest of the teams in their division did. In the American, Memphis won that. So you got Temple on the East, 11-3, 7-3 in the conference. On the other side, on the West, Memphis, 11-3, 8-2 in the conference. And they were only a 2-star. Houston ended 9-4, 7-2 in the conference. BYU 8-5, Tulane 8-5. All right, over on the Big 12. The Big 12 got 2 teams into the playoffs. Iowa State finished the season 12-2, 8-1 in the conference, number 4 ranked in the nation. Oklahoma finished 11-2, 8-1 in the conference, number 7 in the nation. So yeah, the Big 12 with the 2 teams in the playoffs. Over on the Big 10, Michigan reigned supreme yet again, 12-2. Ohio State behind them. So on the East, Michigan 12-2, Ohio State 10-3. Penn State 8-5, Michigan State, Maryland, Rutgers, you see the rest. On the West side, Nebraska did not finish first on the West. They just get that place because Illinois is the team who did finish first, lost in the conference, so they get bumped down. But Illinois won this division. They finished 11-3 on the year. Nebraska was 8-5, Iowa 8-5. Wisconsin 9-4, and then the teams with the losing records. So that's the Big 10. Over in Conference USA, you know who runs this conference. On the East side, Old Dominion at the top. They finished 9-5, 7-2 record. FIU finished 8. FIU finished 10-3 with a 6-2 conference record. Middle Tennessee State 8-5, Marshall 7-5. On our side, on the West, we ended with a 12-2 record, 9-0 in the conference. Look at this, guys, 634 points all season. I think we may have had the most prolific offense in the nation with all these points, and we only gave up 291. So again, we got the very best offense and the very best defense in the entire conference. Oh no, actually I take that back. Florida Atlantic had a better defense than them, but their offense was crappy. Right, the Independents. Notre Dame with an 11-2 record. It's rare that Notre Dame has been good. This is probably like the best season they've had so far in the series. So they finished number 10 in the nation with an 11-2 record. Just barely missed the playoffs. Army, the other independent, was 3-9. You can go look at the MAC. Northern Illinois wins it again. They own this conference. On the east side of the MAC, Ohio went 8-6. This conference is not so great, as you can see here. On the other side of that, on the west, Northern Illinois 12-2, 9-1 in the conference. Toledo behind them was 9-4. That was the closest thing. Mountain West, San Diego State and Boise State head up this conference. On the mountain side, you got Boise State with a 10-4 record, 8-2 in the conference. They finished number 23 in the nation. Air Force behind them at 9-4, 6-3 in the conference. On the other side, on the west side of the Mountain West, San Diego State had a pretty good season this year. 11-3, 9-1 in the conference. The closest team behind them, Fresno State and Nevada, both 6-6, 6-3 in the conference. Pac-12, California Golden Bears. These dudes were freaking tough, man. They finished 13-2, 9-1 in the conference. Washington's behind them, Oregon behind them. On the north side, all three of those teams are on the north side of the conference. That North Division was tough, huh? As you can see, Stanford, the team we lost to earlier in the year, didn't even finish in the top 3 on the north side of their division. That lets you know how tough that division is. Or the entire conference, I should say. On the other side of the conference, again, they put Arizona State above, but they didn't really win the division. SC won the division, but they lost the conference championship, so they get dropped down in the division standings because of the extra loss that they had. But SC 9-5, 6-4 in the conference. Utah 9-4, 5-4 in the conference. And then you got Arizona State there. Over on the SEC. Oh, I just not realizing this. The championship game was the SEC championship. On the SEC on the east side, Florida takes that with their 15-1 record. They were undefeated all the way up until the final game of the season. That's a bummer for them. On the other side, on the east, on the west, SEC West, Texas A&M 15-1 overall, 8-1 in the conference. So these are your national champions, the #1 in the nation. Alabama behind them, 11-2 record, 6-2 in the conference. They just barely missed the playoffs, 9 in the nation. Then the last conference here, the Sun Belt, Troy took that with a 10-3 record. Coastal Carolina was on their heels, but looks like Troy won the tiebreaker. Number 18 and 19 respectively. Coastal Carolina 10-3. So yeah, that is the conference standings. All right, let's take a look at conference championship games. So you already know what we did. 56-24 over Old Dominion in the Conference USA Championship. The MAC Championship was won by Northern Illinois over Ohio, 28-24. SEC. So see, yeah, that is the national championship was a repeat of the SEC championship, and Texas A&M got their get back on Florida to be crowned. So Florida gets the SEC championship, Texas A&M get the national championship. Go figure. In the American Football Championship game, Memphis over Temple, 27-24. Both teams are pretty good on the season. In the Mountain West, San Diego State barely gets by Boise State with a field goal to win the Mountain West Championship, 41-38. In the ACC Championship, Clemson dominated Miami 49-28. So take that. Over in the Pac-12, California Golden Bears dismantled USC 49-35 to take that championship. And then finally in the big conference, the Big Ten Championship, Michigan wins it again, 24-10 over Illinois. Now, before we do the, oh no, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Let's look at the other bowl games that were played. I'm not even sure if they're gonna show the. I think they will show the true scores. Cause cause that was the true score of our game. So let's see. And the New Mexico Bowl, Arkansas over Wake Forest, 48-14. They dominated Wake Forest, huh? In the Idaho Potato Bowl, that was the first bowl game we played in. This year it's BYU and Syracuse. BYU wins it by 6. Arizona Bowl, Tulane gets that over UNLV 31-17. In the Gasparilla Bowl, Pittsburgh lost to Virginia 38-28. Las Vegas Bowl, Cincinnati Cincinnati beat Auburn 20-15. New Orleans Bowl, Penn State barely etches by Georgia with a field goal 28-25. In the Hawaii Bowl, another field goal win. This time, look at this, y'all. Middle Tennessee State, who I think is in our conference, they beat a SEC team, a powerhouse at that, by a field goal, 23-20 over LSU. LSU had a disappointing season. In the Quick Lane Bowl, looked like a lot of upsets in these bowl games. UTSA gets the victory over Arizona State, 24-14, to finish 8-5 in the season. In the Dukes Bowl, Florida State gets the victory 28-21 over Iowa. In the Military Bowl, Stanford over Tennessee 38-22. Holiday Bowl, ooh, this was a good one. Oklahoma State barely gets past East Carolina by 1 point. In the Cheez-It Bowl, Texas 27 over Ohio with 7. And the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, Notre Dame 27, North Carolina 7. In the Independence Bowl, you got Utah smashing on New Mexico 42-14. That was a lopside right there. In the Texas Bowl, Kentucky 21, Texas Tech 17. Armed Forces Bowl, Toledo takes that over Louisiana 21-3. In the LA Bowl, Oregon smashed on Houston 42-14 to get their 10th win of the season. Houston misses out on 10 wins. In the Landing Tree Bowl, Memphis won their conference championship and their bowl game against a pretty good Coastal Carolina squad. So they finished their season 11-3. They smashed them too, 38-16. In the Alamo Bowl, Washington gets a victory over Miami by a field goal, 27-24, to get their 10th win of the season. In the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, FIU 28, Air Force 18. FIU had a really good season. They're out of our conference. And the Tony the Tiger Bowl, ooh, this is a good one right here. Northern Illinois 28. Oops, what the hell? Yo. Man, I did not mean to do that. Hold on. Let me get my life together, y'all. 1 second, bear with me. I think I was here. FIU over Air Force 28-18 to get their 10th win. Oh no, yeah, and then here we looked at this already. Northern Illinois over Boise State by a point. Both of those teams are really good. I might put one of these on the schedule if I stay at Rice. We'll see how it goes. In the Music City Bowl, Wisconsin just barely squeaks past the team we beat in our Conference USA Championship game, Old Dominion. They had a pretty decent team, but they just couldn't. They fell apart at the end there. So Wisconsin gets a field goal victory over Old Dominion. In the Liberty Bowl, SC over Missouri, 41-30. Okay, this is one of the playoff bowls right there. We looked at that. In the First Responder Bowl, Kansas gets a win over Nebraska, 27-20. In the Citrus Bowl, Alabama dominated Ohio State 38-13. In the Tampa Bowl, Illinois over Troy 17-7. That's a playoff game there. In the Gator Bowl, Temple over San Diego State 26-14. Looks like San Diego State met their match. In the Fiesta Bowl, oh nope, that's one of the playoff bowls. That's a playoff bowl, and the championship. So yeah, that's the bowl season right there, y'all. Now, I didn't mention this when I gave the rundown, but let's throw in here the top 25 poll. Let's take a look at that. All right, so in the coaches poll, here are the 25 teams. Your Rice Owls ended number 8 on the season. I think we were number 8 last year as well. We were in the top 8 in the playoffs. But these are your top 25 teams of the coaches poll. Right, and we'll also take a look at the AP poll. The top 8 is the exact same. Rice, number 8. And here are the others. I'll just scroll through to let you guys look through this. I won't necessarily read off every team. All right, that's the AP top 25. So yeah, man, that's that. All right, next up, we want to look at All Americans. First team All American squad. These are they. Three of our linemen made the first team. Our 3 linebackers made the first team. Senior safety, so that's what, 3, 6, 7, 8. So we had 8 first team All-Americans. All right, second team. This is the second team All-American squad. Doesn't appear we landed any on, oh, nope. We got 2 on there, a safety and a kick return, or return specialist. So 2 second team All-Americans. Oops, no. And then the freshman All-American will at least have the returner, I believe, maybe. Oh yeah, Chris Hill, the freshman defensive end, made the freshman All-American team. That's 1. Lance Washington, the redshirt freshman defensive tackle, made the freshman All-American team. That's 2. And then the returner, Akeem McWilson. So we had 3 freshman All-Americans. Not too shabby. We'll take it. All right. So now for conference, first team All Conference USA, Kalen Griffin. Pierre Jones made the team. That's 2. Offensive tackle Nutter, 3. Isaiah Floyd, 4. Clarkowski is 5. Percy is 6. Rice 7. James 8. Bickham 9. Ellis 10. Bush 11. Kadeem Griffin makes 12. Sean Fresh 13. Scott Bray 14. Our kicker Justin Harris 15. Our punter the senior, Charlie Mendez, 16, and McWilson, 17. Last year we had 16, so we beat our last year record by 1 with 17 first team all conference players. Let's look at the second team all conference. Look at that, Panacea, our quarterback, made the second team all conference team. That's 1. Pepe made the second team. That's 2. Felipe made the second team. 3. Washington is 4 on the second team. Lockhart made the second team. That's 5. Taylor made the second team. 6. So that's it. 6 players on the second team all conference squad. All right, so let's run through the season awards now. Maxwell Award goes to DeMarcus Bowman of Florida, the senior running back. Damn, he's at 99 overall. Nobody else on that list is a 99. Look at all these trophies this dude got. Oh, he won the Heisman in 2016? Oh, that's this year, huh? Yeah. Alright, that's the Marcus Bowman. With the Maxwell. Walter Camp goes to the Marcus Bowman. Again, Florida running back. He cleaned up. Bednarik goes to our middle linebacker, Terrence Ellis. Now remember, on this series, you know, it's easy for our, it seems to be too easy for our defenders to pick up awards and lead statistically. I haven't figured out how to rectify that. I don't believe there is a way, so we just have to roll with this. The Nagurski Award goes to Percy. Now he definitely earned that though. My man Percy with 17 sacks on the season. The sack master. See the other players of ours on the list. The O'Brien goes to Jalen Milroe from Alabama, the quarterback there. Oh, hey, look at that, from Katy, Texas. He had a phenomenal season for the Crimson Tide. Doak Walker Award. Guess who? There go that man again. The Marcus Bowman. That guy's a beast. The Bolitnikoff Award goes to Javon Baker from Alabama. Their wide receiver, 5th-year senior, 97. You know he going to the league. The Mackey Award for the best tight end goes to Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon, the senior there. 74 receptions, 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. He did his thing. Outland Trophy goes to Bryce Foster. Was that the best lineman, I believe. 23 pancakes, 3 sacks allowed for the Texas A&M center. Also from Katy, Texas. Katy representing in these awards, huh? That's the second one. Make it the third. Bryce Foster wins the Remington as well. Okay, now this is the best center award. So he got both of those. The Lombardi comes back home to us. Josh Piercy got that. His 17 sacks, 3 forced fumble, 4 fumble recoveries. Just a phenomenal senior season. Buckets Award goes to Terrence Ellis. 101 tackles, 12 for loss, 6 assists, 3 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and an interception. He did his thing. The 5th-year senior there on our squad. The Thorpe Award. Now, I definitely don't agree with this. It goes to R. Scott Bray, who had 86 total tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 4 assisted tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery, but no interceptions. How can someone who doesn't have any interceptions win the Thorpe Award? That just bothers me. It should have went to one of these dudes who had 6 picks. But guy had 6 picks and only 8 tackles. So I think they gave it to him because of all the tackles he had. The Groza. Harris previously won the prior 2 years in a row. This year he doesn't get it. He lost to Anthony Petty from Iowa State. They were in the playoffs. The Guy Award for the best punter goes to Notre Dame's punter Cameron Olsen, the sophomore from Notre Dame. Had a pretty good season, 16 downed in the 20. The Jet Award, ooh, McWilson just barely missed it. Akeem missed out on that to R.J. Moten from Michigan, the 5th-year senior returner. Took home the Jet Award. And that's it for the awards. Yeah. Now, they don't show it on here, y'all, but we won. This is actually the 2nd year in a row that Don Newman won the Coach of the Year award. I don't know why it's not on the award winners page, but that is what happened. The Heisman winner, that's Bowman from Florida. He did the damn thing. Here are the other finalists for the Heisman. But yeah, it goes to DeMarcus Bowman. He just cleaned up. Wonder if there's a way where you could see that the coach won the Coach of the Year award. I don't know why. They don't even put it on here. Alright, well, whatever. But just know that he did it. I'm telling y'all. Alright, so now it's time to look at our season stats. Now, I don't know how, I don't know where, when this was. I did not see this at all. Chris Hill had a pass completion, but I don't recall. I think that might be a glitch or an error. But the other quarterbacks here, Panasiuk had the most attempts on the season. Rodgers was behind him. Panasiuk had 2,200 yards. If he would have been the starter the whole year, he could have easily had over 3,500. I think he would have had more. 23 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Rodgers with 12 for 3. Again, y'all, on the off season, I'm gonna move Rodgers to wide receiver. Even though he looks like a good quarterback, he just didn't do it for me. I feel like Panasiuk beat him out of the job during the season. So, and you know, he got the skill set to play at wide receiver, so that's what we're gonna do with Rodgers. All right, on the rushing side, our senior Kalen Griffin, we're gonna miss him, man. The 4-year starter with his best season of his career, 1,514 yards off of 270 carries, 5.6 average, 18 touchdowns, 40 long. He averaged 108.1 yards per game, 463 yards after contact, 9 yards of 20 or more, 9 carries of 20 or more yards. 18 broken tackles, only 1 fumble. He did his thing. Behind him, Rodgers with 552 yards. McWilson had 489. Holmes with 2 touchdowns, 205 yards, 6.4 per carry is pretty good. Panasiuk, he scored 2 touchdowns, just shy of 200 yards at 173 on 53 attempts, 3.2 average. Our 5th-year senior fullback, Jerry Johnson, we're gonna miss him. He's been a steady hand for this offense the entire series so far. So he's finally graduating. Liston had 30 yards. Goddard 24. He scored a touchdown as well. So yeah, those are our rushing stats for the season. Again, Griffin, for his career, 4,484 yards, just 16 yards shy of 4,500 off of 901 carries, 5 yards per game in his career, 37 touchdowns in his career. That 80-yard long, which you can go check out on our shorts page, which happened in his sophomore season. That fumble he had was the only fumble during his career. Happened in senior year. So yeah, that's Kalen Griffin. No trophies at all the whole career. On the receiving side, Pierre Jones, man, of the receivers, this dude just had an incredible season. 62 receptions, 936 yards, almost hit the 1,000 yard mark, 8 touchdowns, and he's coming back next year, y'all. 67 was his long. He had 4 drops though, but still phenomenal season. Best season for a wide receiver so far under Don Newman. Liston, the other junior behind him, so both of these guys, our top 2 receivers, are coming back next year. 50 receptions, 870 yards, 6 touchdowns, 47 was his long. He had 6 drops though, that's horrible. The lone senior of the receivers, Andrew Mason, 46 receptions, 671 yards. Damn, on his career, he didn't even hit the 1,000 yards. Still had a decent career. Let's see, Liston so far is just under 1,500 in his career. Pierre Jones is just under 1,300 in his career. How many receptions? 83 receptions. How many receptions for 96? All right. Hardy, the tight end, a junior tight end, 33 receptions for 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 drops, unacceptable. Bentley, the speedster, his redshirt junior season yielded 29 receptions for 325 yards, 5 touchdowns. He had a decent season. Kalen Griffin in the air, 19 receptions for 160 yards, no touchdowns though, no drops either, so we'll take that. The redshirt freshman Donald Freeman, tight end, 15 receptions for 164 yards and a touchdown, 1 drop. Our other redshirt freshman, Adonis White Jr., he had a pretty decent season, nothing too spectacular, but 11 receptions, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had more drops than touchdowns, so he'll have to clean up on that come his sophomore season. And then the scrap yards from these guys here. All right, our blocking. Alex Biven, the senior, 14 pancakes, 1 sack. That's a pretty good season right there. And he was a backup at that. Did not mean to do that. Our fullback, 5th-year senior fullback, Jerry Johnson, 12 pancakes, no sacks. That was probably the best blocking season for him. Yep, by far. Clarkowski, the senior, 8 pancakes and 1 sack. Hardy, the tight end, 7 and 0. Porter, the backup center, 7 pancakes, 3 sacks. Damn, backup center gave up 3 sacks. Tight end Freeman, Pepe, Floyd. So yeah, those are our blocking stats on the season. Biven led the way. Defense. Alright, there goes Ellis with his 107 total tackles, Braid with his 90 total tackles. Both of those guys are 5th-year seniors. Bush, the redshirt sophomore, 73 tackles on the season, 73 total tackles, 68 solo, 5 assisted. He had 8 sacks, that's pretty good. Seeing his career, 1 more than he did the year prior, so he's at 15 total in his career. The senior Taylor. So I'll just scroll through the tackles so you guys can see who did what. Not the most tackle for loss. Percy, yeah, that makes sense. Bush and Hill behind him. Percy, 17 sacks is a school record. 17 sacks in a season. We only had 3 picks all season. Nobody had more than 1. Gabe Taylor led with reflections. Both of our safeties led the way with deflections, I'm sorry. Forced fumble. Ellis had 4. Bickham 3. Bush. So those are our linebackers. Our linebackers are forcing fumbles all day. 10 forced fumbles for our linebackers. Fumble recoveries. Percy led the way. We had quite a few fumble recoveries. No blocks. We did score a touchdown. Lockhart scored a touchdown. I think that was a scooping. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it's a scooping score. All right, now on to the kicking. Harris went 22 for 24. He missed 2. His long was 48. Can't win them all. On the punting side, Mendez, 43 punts. 44 average, 31 average. He got 3 inside the 20. Not bad. On the kick return side, McWilson almost had 900 yards in kick returns out of 30 kick returns. On the punt return side, he had 738. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, so McWilson ended the season with 2,090 all-purpose yards. That's pretty good for a true freshman. All right, those are the stats. Now, this season I'm gonna do something a little different and take a look at school records, because we set a couple of school records. Not on the passing side. Whoever Chase Clement is, he owns that whole playbook. I mean, he owns all those records right there. Receiving, no. Jarrett Dillard owns all those. All right, on the defense. Here we go, here we go. Percy, career sack leader with 27. Now Percy is tied on here because he also had 4 sacks in the game. But it's gonna stay with Garcia because I guess he was the first to do it. But Percy is tied with him on that. And then Percy with the 17 sacks. So Percy is all in the record books, y'all. And we the one who did that for him by changing his position. All right, on the rush side, Kalen Griffin hits the record books with the most touchdowns in the season, 18. And then passing yards. Oh yeah, okay, we already did this. So yeah, those are the records that we helped set for the school. And that's almost it, y'all. So just a quick refresher of how the season played out. Mini blowouts here. We started the season at home against Utah State, blew them out 51-7. Went on the road, lost to Stanford by a field goal. Had a bye week, went back on the road and smashed Houston by 10, 38-28. Came back home to completely dismantle South Alabama, 48-11. Went on the road, smashed FIU. FIU is good. We still smashed them 42-17. Came back home, took care of Marshall, no problem, 46-29. Went back on the road to completely dismantle UTEP, 55-14. Came back home, UTSA, beat them 37-10. Back on the road for North Texas, 34-14. Back at home against Southern Miss, put up 63 points on them, 63 to 21. At that point, that's the most, I think that was the highest scoring game we had this year. Then we had another bye. Nope, misspoke. The very next game, 2 weeks later, we put 70 on UAB. And that was at UAB too. Came back home for La Tech in the final regular season game, beat them handily 43 to 9. Had a bye week, and then in the Conference USA game, we won that 56 to 24. This is erroneous because of the error, you know, the glitch with using the tool. The bowl game that we played in was the Cotton Bowl. We played against California Golden Bears, and they handed us our ass 31 to 9. That was the final game. So yeah, y'all, that was the season. Great season. We did our damn thing. We're ready to come back and continue to build this thing for season 5. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. And like I said at the top of this episode, happy new year to you all. I hope you have a great 2023. I hope you continue to rock with the old man, and we'll see y'all in the next season, y'all. All right. Oh, actually, no, I'm tripping. We got one more episode. We got the off-season episode to go. So I'll be back tomorrow with that one. And until the next time, peace.